If you want to become rich, you need to do what most people aren't willing to do. Most people, their problem isn't how much money they actually earn, it's more so the little traps they keep falling for. Whether you earn $60,000 a year or $500,000 a year, 10 things you're doing that is keeping you broke and you don't even know it. And if you earn $100,000 or $50,000, living above what you earn, spending more than you make a month is going to keep you broke. Your income is one thing, how much you spend determines how much you keep. Your wealth isn't just how much you earn. No matter whether you earn $70,000 a year or $140,000 a year, if you always spend above what you make, you'll always be broke and in debt. This is why someone on a high income stream, like $200,000 a year, can still be in debt and broke, but someone on $70,000 a year can actually save more and invest more and still have their money working for them. Because at every income level, there is always going to be bigger and better temptations that is going to pull your money away from you and stop you from actually building wealth and then now relying on that income stream. You need your income. So always save and invest first a portion of your income. That way you protect yourself from any emergency and you build long-term wealth and then pay your bills and then spend whatever's left. Reward yourself after you protect yourself. The next thing is running on vibes. If you don't have a budget, once again, you will be broke and you will be in debt likely. So know how much money you earn per month, know how much you need to spend, how much you need to invest, and then of course and how much you need to spend to pay your bills, and how much would actually make you happy, how much discretionary spending would actually make you happy. Look at your bank statements, look for where you had a subscription that you didn't even know you had, a $10 bill there, $17 purchase there. Look at random expenses that you didn't plan for, $20 here, $30 here, $5 here. These little expenses that actually keep your bank in the negative and keep you broke. Look for these little purchases and then remove them. Work at a budget, how much you need to spend, how much you need to save, and how much your bills cost, and then budget from there. The next thing is paying yourself last. Most people always pay their bills first, then they pay themselves last. When you pay yourself last, you make yourself the least priority, and you make everybody else rich besides you. You make your bank rich because you're paying off debt. You make your utility companies rich because you're paying off your mortgage, because you're paying your mortgage, your electricity, your lighting, and you pay the store that you're getting groceries from rich. But if you don't make yourself rich, all for nothing. Save and invest first, then you pay your bills, and then you can do any discretionary spending. The next thing people justify with a high income stream, especially relying on minimum payments. People who have student loans, credit card bills, spur debt, whatever kind of high interest debt, they think they can manage these things by paying the minimum payments, the least amount of money possible. But that is going to keep you broke because when you pay the least amount of money, you're going to owe more interest over time because you're not clearing the debt as fast as you should. Every year you don't pay off your debt, your interest accrues. You owe more and more money over the long term. Pushing back the day you actually finish paying off your debt. The case with car loans, this is the case with student loans, this is the case with credit cards, buy now, pay later, payday loans. These are aggressive forms of debt that keep people trapped in a job where their income can't even cover their expenses anymore because all their money is going into debt. Or if you're already in debt, do whatever you can to avoid just paying the minimum payments. Pay above the minimum payments and clear down this debt. If it means getting a second job, get a second job. If it means starting a side hustle to bring some extra cash, do so. Whatever you need to do to pay off this debt, you need to pay down this debt because paying the minimum payment is paying absolutely nothing, and it's gonna make your debt even worse. Next thing is skipping an emergency fund. You need to have savings in order to protect you from any emergency. If you lose your job, if you fall out of love, if you have a health scare, you must have savings in your account so that you can pay cash for these things. That's going to prevent you from selling your shares and taking out money that you used to pay your bills. It's going to prevent you from taking out your investments, or worse, going into debt to pay the health scare or the medical emergency, whatever it is, paying your bills because you don't have an income anymore. Savings protects you. There's so much power in having cash in the bank that you can use to pay your bills. So much power there. Create an emergency buffer of 3 months to 6 months worth of expenses. Really want to have security, even 9 months or 12 months worth of expenses. Whole year, whatever hits you, you have enough money to tackle it. Thing is emotional and impulse buying. So whether it's a sale item, whether it's a new car, whether it's a new iPhone, whatever it is, there are always temptations that especially target high income earners. And These things keep people broke, especially if they go into debt for these things, like a phone. If you have a nice phone, you haven't finished paying it off. Don't go and upgrade your phone and get another and get a higher priced phone. If you can't already pay the one that you have now, why do you think you'll be able to pay off the one that's even more expensive? Just keep the phone you have. It's good. I'm sure it's good. Unless it's actually bad, get rid of it. Unless it's actually bad, keep the phone you have. It's doing more than enough for you. And wait 48 to 72 hours before you buy anything that you think you want, that you just want because you saw it on impulse. And before buying any major purchase, wait 48 to 72 hours, sleep on it, and then see if you still actually want the purchase. You will really decide. Then you'll know if you actually care to buy it or if you're buying it because of the hype. Because most things people buy out of hype, they lose value within 2 or 3 days because the market decides it's not worth anything anymore. So sleep on it and then buy if you still care about it. Next thing, like I said before, is keeping up with peers, is keeping up with the Joneses. The Joneses are broke. You got to remember that. They have no money. They're in debt. Whether it's a new car, a vacation, a sale priced item, a jewelry piece, whatever it is, if many people want it at one time, it's likely because the company has tricked them with psychological marketing to make them think that what they're buying is actually worth it when it's not. And market companies can get away with this because they use the best psychologists, the best colors, the best marketing teams, marketing firms to make the masses buy things that are worth no value. And when the hype dies, well, the customers are left with debt, they're left with no money, and they're left wanting the next thing to make them feel good. So don't buy something else because most people want it. Buy something else because you truly love it and you would buy it even if nobody else wanted it. The next thing ties with every single thing on this list. I said before that a high income means nothing if you can't save or invest. And this next trap is actually believing that a high income solves everything. Most people think that they can afford the most expensive cars because they have a high income. Well, the problem is, let's take a car payment of $700 per month. That's just the car payment itself, right? That doesn't include the gas fees, the maintenance fees, registration, or engine oil changes, all these extra bills that you have to pay to keep the car running. And on top of that, you're going to owe more interest on a car that is losing value and depreciating year on year. And at the end of 10 years, even 5 years, the car that might be $43,000 now might only be worth $15,000 at the end of that 10 years or 5 years. So you spent more money on a depreciating asset that has lost value. Unless you can buy it outright, get a cheap used car that you can afford, and then you only need to pay for the registration, the engine oil, the gas, and the maintenance fees per month. Car payment is absolutely pointless. Same thing with credit card debt. Most people think a high income means they can afford to get into credit card debt. Well, if you lose that income, how do you pay off that debt? If you lose your job, how do you pay for these things that you financed? Your mortgage, your house, your cat, your pet, whatever you finance. How can you pay for these things if you don't have any more money? How can you pay for these things if you've lost your income stream? High income stream is nothing without your ability to save and invest. You literally don't have any money, and you're dependent on that income more so than someone who earns less money but can still save and invest, like I said earlier. So high income is good, but still save and invest first. Prioritize that. Then you can spend money in a discretionary way, but only after you've saved and invest first. High income exposes bad financial habits that started when you were earning less money. 9 is an irrational fear that most people have, but it is a trap. It is fearing the stock market. The stock market, it sounds crazy, it sounds ridiculous and pointless. And if you're a child of an immigrant, you're likely told that you should save all your money. Well, the problem is saving all your money is going to keep you behind in life, because at some point you've got to invest. Saving money, especially on a low income, will never make you rich. Saving money only protects you. Saving money only protects you temporarily, 3 months to a year. After that, you should actually be investing into the stock market, because your stock market is going to beat out inflation. It's going to turn more money than your savings account is.